Not Cierra showing up to the Aqua de Cafour party that was highlighting Nicolandria and Nicolas being one of the premier DJs ahead of Diplo and all of the foolishness and all the madness of it all. We got to get to it, y'all. This is Anonymous T.
And let's get it crack-a-lackin'.
So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous T. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous T Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous T Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at AnonymousRealityT. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So, we've got some drama, we've got some mess, we've got some things to get into, y'all. So, last night, Aqua de Cafour, you know, the brand that has done several ads featuring Nicolandria, and I believe there's a Christmas shoot coming, as well as I think Jeremiah and Andreina is going to be in a future shoot, as well as I believe Chris Never Sees, and it was also in a shoot as well. And then their sister company is when they had a brand rollout with Iris and TJ recently, and I believe Hannah was a part of the brand rollout. Well, they had a big party last night, right? And a lot of the Islanders from season 7 came on, right? Like Never Sees was there, like TJ was there, like Austin was there, like Charlie was there, Iris was there, Bella was there, Jeremiah was there, and I am trying to think if I forgot anybody. I think that was mainly, I think Jaden and, what's that girl's name? Jaden and another Casa girl. I can't think of her name right now. But people, it was the one they made fun of her physical appearance, her face and stuff, that she was there. Right? So what happened was, for the most part, everybody's, showing love to Nick. They were there to support Nicolas because he was having this big DJ debut day moment, opening up for Diplo and everything else, right? And so primarily from what I saw in the footage, it was Nicolas and Olandria. They were, by the DJ set, right? For most of the time, right? So for the most part, everything's good vibes. I think for some of it, Jeremiah was on stream. I think there's conversations potentially of Olandria, Austin, and Jeremiah getting together to do something this week. And it was all, everybody's all like, hey, yay, woo woo. And apparently, allegedly, Cierra showed up, right? And I just want to remind y'all of a few things that Cierra did as it pertained to her behavior outside of the villa after the show had concluded, right? Remember, she did that messy TikTok about, I think that was the one she did in Greece, where she was like, realizing that the boy that I was into, the man that I was into, never liked me the whole time, but liked my friend. Remember, she was liking messy comments about Nicolandria and everything else. Remember that she was always kind of posting stuff in conjunction of whenever Nicolandria had something going on. Remember that Cierra, she had also bought the same perfume that I believe Olandria wore in the villa, that said that was like her signature fragrance that she likes to wear, and all of this and all of that. Remember that she was liking several posts in last month, I believe, and then she then unliked it, I guess, when people called it out.
I remember she was following them too. She was following Nicolandria, and she was hoping that they were going to reach out to her. They were going to contact her. Remember, initially in interviews, Nicolas said that he was going to reach out and, shut everything down or whatever else. And then later on, he said that he didn't appreciate how Cierra was moving on social media, so that was not going to happen, right? So now there's misconceptions as far as whether or not Cierra was actually invited, right? Because depending on who you talk to, some people are alleging that she wasn't invited, she was somebody's plus one, and just quote unquote happened to be there, right? Now, nonetheless, that really isn't a big deal. That really isn't problematic or whatever else, because if you're going to show up and be cordial and be cool, fine, right? But it's a little weird if none of the cast is really fooling with you like that, and really the people in the cast that do fool with you or that do interact with you weren't there last night, so still doesn't make any sense. But then there was this messy Snapchat video that Cierra had posted. So what happened was she posted, obviously, that she was there to showcase her Halloween outfit, but then at some point she made it onto the stage. And at this point, everybody's up on the stage. Of course, Nicolandria is up on the stage, right? I believe at this point, Diplo is in the middle of his set. So Cierra, she does a selfie video, and coincidentally, the song that is playing is the Pussycat Dolls. You know that song? Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me? Don't you wish your girlfriend was like me? Remember that song? So that song's playing, but if you screenshot, which is what y'all see in this blurry image, she is catty corner in front of Nicolas and Olandria, y'all. And I'm just confused. I'm Chelley levels of confused as to what is the end game here. What goal are we trying to achieve? And it doesn't help matters that Cierra had announced yesterday that she's going to specifically be doing a TikTok live tonight, I am sure, to discuss what took place last night. And here's the thing, right? I honestly believe if Cierra was never removed from the show and was able to finish the show, because prior to all of the chaos of it all, up until the Stand on Business challenge, she was one of the most followed followers, right? She had one of the most high followers of the cast. She was quickly going to pace and hit those million followers, right? However, she lost a lot of followers with the Stand on Business challenge stuff and with the drama with Huda and everything else. And then, of course, her being removed from the show and everything else, that caused her to lose followers. So ever since then, she's been trying to be relevant, right? She's trying to be relevant. She's trying to get access to something because she's seeing all these people that she was in the cast with, and she was there for most of the show. But obviously, she's not getting the brand deal. She's not getting these opportunities, right? So she's trying to get in where she fits in, right? So that's one thing. Then apparently she did a recent interview, like about a week or so ago, where she's saying that, I think the question was, would you ever ghost somebody, or how do you feel about ghosting? And Cierra replied, well, I feel you should always have closure. You should always have closure of a situation, but I feel like ghosting is kind of giving the closure. Basically, it's saying, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to interact with you. But I feel like in Cierra's mind, she feels until she gets some type of closure conversation, in particularly with Nicolas and potentially with Olandria as well, I feel like she's going to keep popping up into events. And for people who are going to say Cierra wasn't invited, that is where this other screenshot comes into play. So the screenshot of this follower and the gentleman's name and everything else is Sam Ayers. So he is the creative director of Aqua de Cafour that put on the event last night. He follows most of the season 7 Islanders. He is a huge Love Island fan, and also coincidentally, he follows Cierra, you guys. So it would not shock me at all if this was a personal invite for her to be there, potentially to see if there was going to be any interaction between Nicholas and Cierra, or Olandria and Cierra, and so on and so forth, y'all. Because here's the thing. The brand, I don't know who's running the social media account of the brand, but in recent weeks, they've been messy too on the internet. They've been messy too, throwing shade, going back and forth with certain fans on the Twitters. No. So nothing at this point shocks me anymore. That if any of these brands are trying to look for some controversy, are trying to look for some mess, would purposely invite Cierra to see what potentially can happen. And she almost was in, social distancing distance within that vicinity of where Olandria and Nicolas were on the stage, because she somehow made it to the stage. So it wasn't a situation where anybody banned her or security escorted her out or anybody removed her. And then there's rumors that Nicolas and Olandria left a half hour early. I don't know if that was true because I'm not in Los Angeles and I did not attend that event. But nonetheless, this is crazy. This is crazy because I feel like we're going to have a you situation. We are going to have a you situation, and Cierra is Joe Goldberg. She's going to be everywhere and anywhere Nicolandria is. Any upcoming Greek Fest events, anything that she feels is going to give her maximum attention, maximum exposure, and she's going to flip the script on her TikTok live, Tickety Talk Live. Yeah, I saw them. I tried to wave to them. I tried to interact with them, and they just didn't want to acknowledge me. They didn't want to say hi to me. They didn't want to talk to me. Bloody, 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 blah. It is not going to end until Cierra is looking for that conversation of closure. The same type of quote unquote closure conversation that Iris and TJ had when Iris and Pepe came back from Fiji. No. And we all saw how that closure conversation worked out for everybody, right? But nonetheless, I think that's what Cierra is hoping for. Cierra wants something to where she can have a full-on conversation about X, Y, and Z, starting from when she was removed from the villa till now, to get answers, to find out why Nicolas never reached out to her, to find out, why Olandria never talked to her. And this is going to be a thing, you guys, until it happens. So, but yeah, as far as whether or not she was invited, it is a mystery to me, because if the director of the company is following most of the islanders, including Cierra, it is perhaps a possibility she got a personal invite. And then she's going to monetize this, or already monetize this, because a bunch of people went to her Snapchat for the tea, because she didn't post this on her Instagrammies or her Tickety Talk. She posted this on Snapchat. And those of you who don't know, when you amount a certain amount of followers on the Snappity Chat, you get paid for your posts. So that's why a lot of people use Snapchat, even though Instagram and the Tickety Talk and the Twitters and everything else exists. But if you get a certain amount of followers, that can happen as well. But now it is time to hear from you guys. I want to know what y'all thoughts are about this, about Cierra still attaching herself to Nicolandria one way or the other. And doing that weird selfie to let you know that she was in close proximity to Nicolandria. However, almost does not count if you did not personally interact with him. But now it becomes the question, did the, creative director that put on this event last night, is he responsible? Did he invite Cierra, or was she really someone else's plus one? And we're going to see if there's anything that she says on tonight's Tickety Talk Live, y'all. But there's that. That's it. That's all. That's todo. Es final. Es finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.